welcome, good afternoon, and welcome to this session. My name is Dr. Aisha Makhtar, and today my webinar topic is Advancing Mental Health Hospital Care with Health Informatics, which is hosted by Nachiar Mindcare, your mental wellness partner. Okay, hope let's start and dive into this presentation and explore what can we review about health informatics today. Before I continue with my presentation, just let me read out what are the brief things which I'm going to talk. First, as usual, with the introduction, advantages of electronic health record, which is abbreviated as EHR, their challenges and considerations, the importance of clinical decision support systems, applications of health informatics for this CDSS, what is telepsychiatry and virtual care, the data analytics and population health management, recap of all these advancements and their future directions. Okay, let's start. First, what do we mean by mental health care? In today's world, with busy and mechanical lifestyle, we tend to forget about ourselves, especially our inner world, that is our peace, our health and mindful living. A mental care involves care of body, mind and soul. Okay, in this presentation, we will try to explore how health informatics can be used in hospital settings and streamline the patient outcome and provide a good quality and accessibility healthcare services, especially when we talk about mental healthcare hospital settings. And what is health informatics? Health informatics is the combination of three specific fields known as information technology, computer science, and healthcare. Now, what is this? This health informatics have many subfields inside this. The first one, electronic health records, clinical decision support systems, data analysis, telemedicine. These are the few to name so. Now, all these subfields we will learn and we will review how they can be used effectively and provide an effective mental health care treatment to any patients. Okay. Electronic health records, the advantages. Now, how can we use this electronic health records? Hope do you remember earlier when we used to visit any clinic or hospitals, we used to have the admission appointment written on the paper, and even the doctors or the nurses write all the details on the paper. The same paper was filed and kept in the cabinets. All these files are replaced with electronic files, and these files give the complete patient data and history about the patient. Now, that's why it has been labeled as electronic health record because these files are saved on different systems over the hospital network. And today, the hospital network, to get the extra space, they save all the patient's data in the cloud. Okay, before we continue with this, let's look at the importance of why do we have to use electronic health records. They are easy to use. They provide quick access to patient data. For example, the patient's history, diagnosis, and treatment plans. Then, healthcare providers can access to patient data remotely from anywhere at any time and have a decision to carry out the treatment plan, provide the detailed and up-to-date information, and enhance the diagnosis and treatment for the patient. And also there is a very less chance of getting any medical errors because everything is being centralized. Now, the main key reason of having EHRR, the first one is the communication and coordination. It brings the communication and coordination among the healthcare providers, that is, for sharing the patient data, provide an optimal patient care. We can share patient information, test results, treatment plans electronically to reduce the paper waste, improve the communication and coordination between different group of healthcare providers and also between different set of PHCs and hospitals and enhance the patient outcome. The second most outmost and important thing of EHR is the enhanced safety and quality of care. How is this is achieved? This can be achieved through as they have multiple systems. embedded in the EHR. First one is the clinical decision support systems. They also have automated reminders for the patient's test and alerts the patient. Electronic EHR reduce the medication errors. If any medication given to a patient, irrespective of the patient's allergies or any past history, it alerts on the screen to the doctors on giving any medication or high doses. And the final thing is a comprehensive patient data is available on EHR, which helps us to make evidence-based decisions based upon the past history and provide a personalized treatment care for individual patients. Now, apart from looking at all these advantages and the features of EHR, there are some of the challenges which we have to consider while we implement this EHR. Implementing EHR is a very cumbersome task because it requires integrating. Before integration, we look into how can we protect the patient data, which is very sensitive, providing the privacy and security for patient data. Yes, this can be achieved through access control system. Yani who can access the patient data at what time, and how can we provide encryption, yani protect all the patient data by various encryption coding techniques. Audit trials. Who is eligible to view the patient data at what time? All the trials will be audited. This can be used to protect the confidentiality of patient data. Next, last but not the least, the compliances. Does the EHR follow all the regulatory acts which is been set by WHO? As per there, one of the act is HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. The EHR system should follow and acknowledge this act to ensure patient data is safeguarded properly. Next, the training and adoption of EHR to healthcare professionals. There should be a complete training to all the mental health care professionals and how to use these systems effectively and successfully. Next, this training, before using this training, the professionals have to be provided with complete details and functionalities of these systems and how to best we can leverage and use these systems to the maximum. And finally, the training should be an ongoing and support all the people who are working in the hospitals and the PHCs to ensure that the people, the healthcare providers, are confident and clear and competent enough to use these systems in their work area. Now, as I mentioned previously, the main complex task of EHR is integrating with existing systems and workflows. As usual, any clinic or hospitals they have a basic appointment registration systems. Now, to integrate into this with EHR, it's a complex because of the difference and biases in the systems. The first one, EHR systems has to be integrated with the current workflow of the hospital or clinic, which is complex and challenging. Next is the customization and interoperability of these systems. Customizations based upon the clinical functions and the workflow, and interoperability integrating with different systems as the different systems come from several different vendors. Now, finally, involving all the stakeholders like IT experts, clinicians, administrators, and also the healthcare providers to identify the process and to help in the integration process. Now, clinical decision support system is one of the system which is integrated and part of EHR. What is the role and why should we use this CDSS? CDSS play a very important and crucial role. They are always work with evidence-based systems, that is for the recommendations and for alerts. They also have advanced algorithms to identify any patient's data, help in diagnosing any potential diagnosis or treatment plans, and also they help in integrating patient information with the past medical history of the patient or current lab results. They help in decision making. They help to reduce any trial zeros while ordering the medication for the patients. And finally, last but not the least, to provide an optimal patient care. Now, when using this CDSS, as per the WHO, they have to follow the evidence-based practices and treatment guidelines. The WHO have announced ICDs, that means the International Classification of Diseases, with various version at 7th version, 10th. Now in the market we have 11th version. These are the standards and protocols recommended by the WHO, where all the vendors or the software manufacturing companies who make these health systems have to follow this ICD 10 or 11. Now let's see how this protocols or standards are followed in the CDSS, that is the Clinical Decision Support Systems. Now, as what they say, the CDSs have to support the evidence-based practice, which help the clinician guiding, providing all the guidelines and to use them properly. Number two, assist the healthcare providers in decision making. Are they practicing the current best practices for giving the treatment to their patients? Is there any variations in the outcome, what the treatment they are doing and what has been recommended by the WHO? CDSs also automatically cross-check the references, the patient data with evidence-based guidelines and alerts the clinicians with deviations if it occurred during the treatment or during the diagnosis of the patient, ensuring that the patient received the most appropriate care. Uh, doesn't this systems look like hands-on or a support systems for the doctors or the healthcare people who are working in the hospital? These systems are ready-made available and they are very much helpful for the doctors and the healthcare practitioners and they help them in all their treatment plans. Applications of health informatics. One of them we saw is CDSS. Now, how is CDSS is made up of? How are they built up?